Hey guys, welcome back to my second attempt at my new video editing technique. So tonight's dinner, it's Monday, by the way, and we call Monday go your own way in our house because it's when everybody wants to be left alone after dinner, which is really funny. But I also got the pleasure of cooking totally alone today because my husband and oldest had a dentist appointment and my youngest was playing video games in his room. So we are having salmon with rice and broccolini today. So I'm prepping now. This whole dinner took me about a half hour, and I recorded most of it. So what I'm doing right now is just I washed the broccolini, let it to the side. I'm opening up the salmon and putting them on paper towels to kind of pat them dry, and I'm going to salt and pepper both sides. I like to buy the skin on because I actually like trying to get the skin nice and crispy. And then what I'm doing in the sink there is some basmati rice in a strainer, and I'm rinsing it. I rinse it once or twice, and then I let it sit in cold water until the water boils. So behind me is a pot of water that I'm going to bring to a boil. And then I have another pan that one in the front is going to be for the broccolini. And then I brought up my cast iron griddle to do the salmon. My brain is fried after Monday, so forgive my pauses. So what I'm doing now is creating a sauce. Normally, I do a little like soy sauce with some maple syrup and some ginger and some hots, but I ran out of soy sauce. So I had to compromise, and I actually just ran to the fridge to get some fresh squeezed juice that I had that a friend gave me that they were going to throw away. And I was like, no, don't throw it away. I'll take it. And so the sauce ended up to be a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of soy sauce that I did have, a little bit of mirin, the fresh squeezed juices, a little bit of ginger paste that I make myself, and some of the spicy hots that I use. So anyway, I've kind of lost track now thinking about what I put in that sauce. So for the broccolini, I just put those in a pan over like medium with a little squirt of nonstick cooking spray, lid it so they steam a little bit, and then take the lid off, salt, and that really basically just warming them in the pan, which is cool. Now the rice is going in. So I bring a pot of water to a boil and then I just add rice. I don't measure anything. I kind of just do it by sight. You'll see me checking the rice now and then to see if it's done. And I'll explain that in a second. So then the griddle, I get nice and hot and I put the salmon skin side down for as long as possible to try to crisp up that skin. So right now all four burners are on and I'm cooking. So I check the rice, I'm tossing. The broccolini is pretty much done. I like it more on the crisp side, so I don't want to overcook it. So I actually cut out oh no, I think the temp's still on there, but I actually shut it off at one point and let it just sit. I did shut it off. So now I'm just waiting. I check the rice to see if there's any still like opaque centers that I can see. As soon as I don't see any more opaque centers in my rice grains, I drain and it's done. And it comes out perfect every time. I used to screw up rice all the time by trying to measure it. Now I just do it by sight and it comes out better. Now I'm flipping the salmon. So I cook it mostly skin side down to get it crisp. Then I flip it just to get that top kind of sear to seal it. And then I'll flip it back over and then I'll just cook it until it feels kind of like a medium rare. It should feel kind of like the kind of palm of your hand. That's the kind of the give that you should get when you push on it. And then I put them on a plate and let them rest. The rice is still not done. Now, normally I cook rice first and let it, because it sit and stays warm forever, but I don't know. I messed up my order tonight. It's fine. And no one's home yet still. So I'm almost done with dinner at this point, and I'm waiting now for the guys to come back from the dentist. So the rice, FYI, after I drain it, I put it in. I put a little scoop of coconut oil and a pinch of salt. That's the way we all love it. All four of us enjoy this rice. And it's just plain old white rice. I used to do brown rice, but I don't know, I guess I got lazy. I enjoy the white rice too. It's really good. And so now I'm doing my plating thing. Rice. Oh, everybody's home now. I got done. And my son is telling me about how my husband got mad at his car again because his Spotify wouldn't connect, which is a running issue in our family. And a little bit of parsley, the sauce drizzled on top, and and a little flaky salt, just because it's really good on the broccolini. And we're done. Yeah, it was a really good meal. So anyway, thanks for joining me again. This is super fun.